حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه العزيز: وأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون. وقال: يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم. My dear respected elders, brothers, sisters, most of you are aware that the coming few days on Monday we have a commemoration of one of the forerunners and the flag bearers of social justice in the history of this country. And February is also what is known in the US as Black Awareness Month. So, to talk about this issue of social justice, it is something that we should be reflecting upon and thinking about, because this is not something which is alien to Islam and Islamic teachings. One of the main things that the Prophet ﷺ did when he became a prophet was to make sure that the oppressed were taken care of. And the differences between black and white were eliminated, and racism was also taken out of the system completely. To such a degree that sometimes during the course of the prophethood there were instances where racial differences or tribal differences threatened to blow up and result in differences between people, but the Prophet ﷺ stamped it out completely there and then. An instance comes to mind where one of the Ansar or the Muhajirin, one of the two, hit the other, and this person, he started calling his brothers, Ya lal Muhajirin, O Muhajirin, come. And on the other side, the other person started calling, Ya lal Ansar, O Ansar, come. Muhajirin meaning the people that had migrated from Mecca to Medina, and in Medina the people who took them in and took care of them, known as the Ansar. So they called each other with these labels, Ya lal Muhajirin, Ya lal Ansar. So the Prophet ﷺ, he became very upset. And he said, Ada'wa al-jahiliyyati wa ana fikum, calls of jahiliyyah, calls of ignorance while I'm still amongst you. So basically, the Prophet ﷺ, he emphasized, and keep in mind that both Muhajirin, both the Ansar, they were not even Arabs. They were all Arabs. Different tribes maybe, different localities maybe, but just imagine if the racial disparity was between people of different colors, how the Prophet ﷺ would have been upset. and he himself through his own actions, the Prophet ﷺ, he put on a pedestal people who are downtrodden, and the very clear example that's always given is the example of Bilal radiallahu ta'ala. Who was he? What was his history? A slave and a person who was oppressed from an Ethiopian background. The color of the skin was dark, which was again something frowned upon in that society. The Prophet ﷺ made him the mu'adhin, and he was the first mu'adhin and the last mu'adhin until the death of the Prophet ﷺ. To the extent that when the Prophet ﷺ passed away, he could not take it anymore. The memories of the Prophet ﷺ were in his mind at all times. Every nook, every cranny, every corner. Bilal radiallahu ta'ala, who used to remember the Prophet ﷺ, and he could not take it anymore, so he left. After a while, it's mentioned that Bilal radiallahu ta'ala, who he saw in a dream, that the Prophet ﷺ was talking to him and telling him that, what is this, Bilal? What is this betrayal that you never come to visit me anymore? So he got up in the middle of the night and he was sweating. His wife asked him, what's the problem? He said, I saw the Prophet ﷺ. Next day he packed up his bags and came back to Medina. The grandsons of the Prophet ﷺ, they saw him and they requested him to make adhan. It's one of the most moving episodes in Islamic history. He made adhan, and this adhan was associated and attached to the time of the Prophet ﷺ, to the life of the Prophet ﷺ. And when the people of Medina heard this adhan, they came rushing out of their houses asking, has the Prophet ﷺ come alive again? So the point is that the attachment of Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu with the Prophet ﷺ was such that the adhan of the time of the Prophet ﷺ was connected to the Prophet ﷺ. The adhan of Bilal was connected to the Prophet ﷺ to a degree that even people felt that maybe the Prophet ﷺ has become alive again, because we're hearing the same adhan that we heard during his lifetime. This was the connection that Bilal, a freed slave, had to the Prophet ﷺ. And it wasn't just Bilal. You have Suhaib al-Rumi, Salman al-Farsi, Sahaba from Yemen, all gathered around the Prophet ﷺ. And it came to a point that the Kuffar of Quraysh, they said, look, we're Arabs, and if you get rid of these people from around you, these slaves and these workers, these people that have no status in society, they're non-Arabs, we're Arabs, they're Ajami, then maybe we can come and sit with you and listen to you and listen to your message. The Prophet ﷺ refused. He said, this is not going to happen. So the Prophet taught us unity. He made the people unite. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Rum, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ. It is from the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creation of the heavens and the earth, and it is from the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that each one has different languages and different colors. This is a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not a deficiency in people. It is a miracle that He created us in different forms, different shapes, different colors, different languages. A clear miracle. Whenever we say the word ayah in the Quran, it refers to a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is not something that should be taken as a deficiency, as an aib amongst the people, to have a different color from oneself, or speaking a different language from oneself. And we hear another verse all the time, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَىٰ وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِندَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. O people, we created you from one male and one female. Everyone was created from Adam and Hawa. And we made you into tribes and nations so that you could get to know each other. Okay, if everybody was the same, if everybody had the same diet, if everybody wore the same clothes, if everybody spoke the same language, then the world would be a pretty boring place. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, within the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, He created so many different kinds of societies, different kinds of colors, different kinds of cuisines, different kinds of food, different kinds of dress, so that we could appreciate each other's cultures and realize that these good qualities are found amongst certain races. We need to take those qualities. In our race, we have these qualities which are not so good. We need to get rid of these qualities and adopt the good qualities of others, and so on. So this is what is meant by ta'aruf. Getting to know each other means getting to know each other's cultures and implementing the good from each other's cultures. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, colors, social background, finances, they are irrelevant in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala judges us by is our taqwa, our awareness of Him. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Indeed, the most closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that has the most taqwa. Inna Allah alimun khabir. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is alim and khabir. He is all-knowing and all-aware. One of the last things that the Prophet ﷺ did was the issue of the last khutbah. The last khutbah. There are so many things that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in this khutbah. If we read the text of that khutbah, maybe it's going to take us 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes, but the teachings of that khutbah are so valuable in the sense that each and every minority is mentioned in this khutbah. And each and every step that we are supposed to take in our lives, it is mentioned in this khutbah. First and foremost, even to this day, one of the most oppressed groups in our society is the women. West, East, Muslim, non-Muslim, women are oppressed and they are treated unfairly. So Islamically, what did the Prophet ﷺ said? He told us in this last khutbah to take care of the women. So basically, again, social justice is being explained by the Prophet ﷺ in this khutbah. The second thing he said, as-salah wa ma malakat aymanukum. Guard your salat and the slaves that you have, take care of them. Fulfill their rights. Treat them like humans, not like animals. And of course, Islam taught us to free those slaves to a degree that slowly, the whole institution of slavery was abolished in Islam by this encouragement of Islam, by setting the slaves free. And then one of the most profound things that the Prophet ﷺ, he said was that no priority, no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab, or a non-Arab over an Arab, except through the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is mentioned again in the last khutbah of the Prophet ﷺ. So the reality is that we do not adhere to those teachings that the Prophet ﷺ left us with, and yes, we claim to have no racism, and we claim that there is no asabiyya amongst us, but the reality is that we are very far from the teachings of Islam. We do look at other races in a different way. Someone who's different to us, someone who speaks a different language to us, we treat them in a way that is not appropriate and not according to the teachings of Islam. We look at the lifestyles of the Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in, and one of the famous stories that we can reminisce about is the story of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu and his slaves. That when they are coming to Jerusalem to be given the keys of the city and to conquer Jerusalem and to rule over Jerusalem, the slave is riding the camel and Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he is walking on the ground. And it's to such a degree that people think that the one riding the camel is the Khalifa, and he in fact is the slave. Can you imagine how powerful a statement that is? And who amongst the leaders in so-called Islamic countries has that same attitude? It is mentioned also that at that time, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as he's walking and coming into Jerusalem, he had patches over his clothes. You know, like when your cloth rips and you put a patch on it, there were 12 patches all over his thobe, all over his jalabiyah that he was wearing. As the Khalifa, you don't think that he could take some money from the Baytul Mal and he could take and buy a new set of clothes, especially as a dignitary, as a ruler, as a Khalifa, as he's going into a new country. Could he have bought some new clothes or not? He could have, but he didn't. I'll finish off with another story which again talks about the justice of Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Social justice is what we're talking about today. It's mentioned that Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when his Khilafah started, he set about in the marketplace to do his business. He used to sell cloth, so he's taking his cloth and heading towards the market. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu is stopping him, telling him, "What are you doing? You're the Khalifa now. You have to take care of the government. You have to take care of the Ummah." So he said, then, I have to provide for my family. And a stipend was basically allocated to him from the Baytul Mal. It's mentioned that his wife made halwa for him, so a sweet dish for him, after saving a lot of money over a few days, some money that was given to her to buy the grocery with. She put some aside, and then after a few weeks, a few months, she had enough to get this sweet dish together and make a sweet dish for him. And he asked this question, that where did this sweet dish come from? She said, "Well, I've been saving, putting some money aside every single day, and when I got enough money to make this sweet dish for you, I made it." So he said, "How much money did you save every single day?" She said, "X amount." So he said, "Well, that is an amount that I don't need anymore, so that amount has to be cut from my stipend." Social justice, where one's own salary is deducted so that a person is not held accountable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, simply because the wife saved some money and after a certain amount of time made him a sweet dish. Can we imagine the leaders of our countries and the leaders of our societies that are thriving on bribes and corruption and not thinking about the poor man on the street? Can you imagine them doing something like this? It's impossible. So where is our iman? Where is our taqwa? Where is our sense of social justice? The reality is that we have to go back to Islamic teachings. We have to go back to the teachings of our pious predecessors, the Sahaba, the Khulafa Rashideen, and put that into practice, and then we will get some inkling of social justice in our lives. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us tawfiq to understand and practice what has been said and heard. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من صلى وصام اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بعدد من قعد وقام وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى الملائكة المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم واخذل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا معهم اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا اللهم امكر لنا ولا تمكر علينا اللهم زدنا ولا تنقصنا اللهم آتنا ولا تحرمنا اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار آمين يا رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون واذكروا الله العلي الجليل يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون أقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة